Broadcasting live, where you can come in, leave a comment, talk to me live time I am on the East Coast, okay, in Florida, the magical tropical land of Florida. And on this channel, I talk about a variety of things. Sometimes it's living out of my car, sometimes it's life lessons, sometimes it's my perspective on life. Anthropology is the studying of human society, of human interaction, of just life observation. And one of my life observations is everyone's brain works differently. Everyone's mind has a different way of processing information. Buck Porter, what's up, brother, on a live chat? So glad to see your notification, brother. Good to have you. South Florida's in the house, man. Good to have you. Your brain is a computer processor. A computer processor basically, in general terms, takes data and with that data, with that information, it makes certain calculations and it outputs something. It outputs a directive, it outputs some type of signal that is generated from the information gathered. Your mind is collecting data. It's looking at its environment. It's listening. It's using the five senses of the human body, all going back to nerve endings in your brain and throughout your body. And it's formulating, it's calculating, it's processing information, and it's trying to formulate an output. Whether it's move a limb, make a decision, a body expression, something. Your mind is trying to use the information to do something. But sometimes in our immature understanding of life, we think that everyone's brain is the same as us. And if someone is not doing what we're doing, they're either lazy, incompetent, etc. In my immature days, I would often think of it like that. I had a couple family members still do that, whether it was on disability or whether it was just lazy. I would often think like, just do this, just do that. But they don't have the same brain as me. I am blessed with a level of mental toughness, even though I can be broken at any time, and I have been broken in my life. I don't think you're wise until you've been broken. But also, in fairness, some people, even with mental disabilities or mental low capacity, they play the game. Everyone, even people with low IQ, even people with low mental toughness, everyone's still human. And humans have human nature, and they could use things to play a game. But you have to get away from saying, is this person playing a game, or are they just really don't have the capacity to do something? You have to not, you can't look at it like that, because when you start to look at it like that, you're going to be wrong. You don't know. I don't know. So what you do in your personal life, your business life is a little bit different because you got to put up with more because you're a paid professional. In your personal life, don't even try to evaluate, is this person playing a game or are they of low mental capacity? And if they are of low mental capacity, you're not any better than them. It's just we're all different. The bottom line is, if you're not sure and if you're frustrated with someone, don't judge them, just get away from them. You have a right to boundary up, to get away from people if they're not good for your mental health. Because maybe they're not playing a game, maybe that's just who they are, but if they're not good for your mental health, then you have to get away, because if you destroy your mental health trying to figure out someone else, you're going to get frustrated with them and say something bad, and you're going to get in a bad place. So that's how you solve that problem. All right? I just saved you about 10, 20 years. If you are not sure if someone has low mental capacity or if they're playing a game, just separate yourself. Don't judge them. Don't hurt them. Don't try to get vengeance. Just separate yourself and do what's good for your mental health. That's one part of the equation. The other part of the equation, to bring home this truth that everyone has a different capacity. Definitely I remember helping someone move. I helped some girl move. One of the biggest mistakes you'll make in your life is helping someone move. Give them $100 cash out of your pocket if you really care for them. Tell them to hire a mover and get the hell out of there. Never help someone move. You'll destroy your back, you'll destroy your health, and she's still going to end up banging some other guy. Total disaster. Don't help anyone move. Back to the subject. I was helping someone move, and it was a girl I was helping move, and she had another guy friend, two guy friends helping one girlfriend move. You do the math, right? But bottom line is we're helping this girl move. And this one guy, he was like ex-military. He was real in shape. He was real physically fit. And he was real intense. And at that time, I was real overweight. I let myself go. And this girl lived on like a second or third floor apartment. So we're carrying this couch like up this staircase or whatever. And I'm struggling. And he's saying to me, like he's getting like real militant. He's like, bro, it's all in your mind, man. It's all in your mind, man. Just do it. You can do it. And he's like getting real, like, drill sergeant type style. And no matter how much I push my mind or my body, it was both. In this case, it was both. But he was saying it was all in my mind, and I was like, no, it's my physical body and my mind. I am not the same as you. That was a small seed amongst many that we're all different. I remember getting in a car accident with my sister. She had went onto a major highway. She had looked to her left, and then she had pulled out. Now, when I looked, I saw a car about to come into her lane, but I guess she didn't notice it. Now, she could have just honestly just didn't notice it, or her brain didn't process the information the same way my brain did, and we got into a car accident. Another friend of mine, I got into a car accident with. I got into a couple car accidents in my life, right before prom this one was. Good guy. He made an honest mistake. He went to go make a left. Another car was coming. And I remember seeing that car coming, and his brain processed the information as if he can make the turn before the car came. I saw the car was too close. And as soon as he went to make the turn, I said, don't do that, don't do that. And it was too late. We hit him. Everyone's brain works different. Your brain is collecting data, formulating it, making a calculation, and then making a decision. Different computer processors have different ways to process information and different speeds in which they do it. No one is, if you have a higher brain capacity, you're not better than someone with a different brain capacity. You are not better than anyone. That's not what this is about. We're different. If someone's not good for your mental health, separate yourself. But also recognize that not everyone can just work hard and succeed. Some people don't have the mental capacity to deal with the workforce, the people, the stress, etc. My sister would get in the workforce, and soon as she would do drugs. Now, she's still doing drugs outside the workforce, different type. But some people just don't have it in them. And I realize that. And we make a mistake in society when we say, look, everyone has the same brain capacity. We don't. Now, some people, even with low brain capacity, they got a high IQ for bullshit, okay? So some people, they can't do the calculations, but they know how to play the game. So but you can't figure that out. You can't figure that out. So I believe we should have some universal basic programs for people, which we do have a lot right now, let me tell you. But I don't want to get into the politics of that, but I want to make the statement. You have to be careful in life to evaluate people based on how you process information. I remember talking to a director in the corporate world, and his son had struggled, and different people, and we were sharing how both of our family members, different family members in our life, had struggled, especially when it came to the workforce and drugs. And, we were both doing good for ourselves. Say, Milano, what's up, brother? I see everyone. Jacob, good to see you. Liv, Colin, everyone, love. So I'm talking to this director, and we're high on the food chain. We're high in the food chain. The Lord has blessed us. We put in the work. We're a little bit intelligent. We have a certain brain capacity. And we were talking about different family members that were strung out on drugs and different people we knew in our life that made the wrong decisions. And he was telling me, like, about his family member that he was struggling with his wife to make a decision, should he put his child out because his child was doing drugs? And I told him, well, my mom struggled with that too because my sister was the same way. And I go, there's no right or wrong answer. Well, everyone, I know some people that never put their child out and their child's still strung on drugs, and some people who did put their child out and some end up dead, some end up off drugs. There's no exact science. Life is not an exact science, a little bit art. But back to the story, we were talking, and, you know, we were kind of like getting along that line of the conversation when you evaluate the brain is, why can't this person just do this, work hard, and succeed? And I said to him, I said, look, I used to think the same way. I used to be a little bit more rigid, and I still have a high sensitivity for bullshit. There's a lot of people that bullshit the system. But so I've seen up on the high corporate end, a lot of people on the high IQ side, they bullshit the get system too. All right, everyone does, to some extent. But we were talking, I said, look, you have to remember, you're high on the food chain. You're 10% of society. You're 10% of society in a 10% income bracket. You know how to play the game. You have to remember that 90% of society does not operate the way your brain does. Doesn't mean that you're better or worse than them. Doesn't mean that necessarily you're smarter. It's that your brain has figured out the system. You've got some good breaks. You put in some hard work, but you navigated it through the mind. Your mind is above average as far as how society and the system is orchestrated, not necessarily out of value or worth. Sometimes we measure brain capacity, or we measure how someone's brains work based on how much they make, based on what their role is in society. Not necessarily true, especially in a capitalist society, which, again, a capitalist society is a lot better than a lot of other societies, let's be fair too. So capitalism isn't all evil, because, you know, but it's to make the statement. You got to be careful. So those are some general things. Every time I make a video like this, sometimes I stutter a little bit. Sometimes I don't get everything out I want to get out. I'll end the video and I think of 20 other things I wanted to say. But every time I speak, I have to plant some seed and share some life insights that are very important for me to share, to document, to spread to society. You form your own decision. We all have a different brain. But these are my life experiences. You have to have compassion. You have to realize that everyone isn't you. You also have to realize that some people, even with low capacity, play a big game. So you can't be overly compassionate where you let the tail wag the dog. But you can't be so rigid that there's not grace. It's a very thin balance, man. Life is a thin balance many times. But for your own personal well-being, whenever you have to guess in your personal life, is someone playing the game or are they really mentally ill? You got to remember, if they're not good for your mental health, you have to separate yourself. Look, if someone doesn't have to have a mental illness. This isn't just about mental illness. This is just about like mental capacity, maybe mental illness, maybe not. And just how the brain works differently for different people. And you won't really accept this until you're on the other side of the game and you fail. Okay. An algorithm throws you for a loop and you fail big on day trading. Okay. And then you're going to go, oh shit. Or you fail in life big time on a relationship and you were around trying to fix everyone else's life. You were like that girl on Oprah's channel. And then you fucked up big time in a relationship and then you got humbled. Any of us can fail at any time, and life can get hard enough for any of us to be broken. You are not wise until you've been broken. But that being said, we have to pick up the pieces, be bold enough to push forward with a little more compassion, but also with a little bit of firmness. Got to be a balance. And that's it. That's it. I want to stretch out. I want to share that. We'll share some more as we go. We'll go live comments. I'll roll down my window. I'm in South Florida. There's someone looking at me a little wild, and that's all right. We go from there. Good to see everyone. Buck, again, man, South Florida's in the house. Good to see you, Buck. Melissa, hey Melissa, oh my God, I'm watching the film. I'm watching the film Frequency. I don't know if I remember that one. I remember the movie Lucy, where they talked about brain capacity, Limitless, where they talked about brain capacity with a pill. You know, the mind, the brain, is basically, again, nerves, energy, and sparks of just sparks of energy, basically through your nerve windings to your brain and back and forth. And that's all like a computer chip is. Computer chip has like uh, different connections, maybe through a copper or gold thing in the processor, and then that processor, some type of electrical current will go to it from a fiber cable or something, and it just pings itself back and forth. And you know that's what your brain's getting pinged by your nerve endings, and it's communicating to your body through that life force, through that energy force. Good job, Melissa. So good. Calvin, hey Sam, how's your night? Overall good. I have toned it down, or I have dialed it down a little bit with my door dashing hours. And I'll give you the weekly earnings on Monday, like I do every day, and I'll do the final one next week. I'm doing 4 consecutive weeks of DoorDash as I do it as a second or my third job. I have 3 jobs: one main IT job, this YouTube channel is a job, and then also DoorDash. So the first week I went strong, and I've been dialing it back since because I want to make it sustainable. And I want to add it as a constant side revenue, but I don't want to burn myself out and I want to enjoy life. So I have to balance it. And that's what I'm finding the balance where I'm fine tuning it. But that being said, so I spend most of my day at the beach, walking around, traveling, working out. And then at night, I did DoorDash. And now I'm going live on my third job. But what I'm here to tell you is you only have so much time, and the demands you put on your mind have to be balanced. Now, the reason I can have those 3 jobs and enjoy my life and still do self-care's got to be priority, is because I have very little belongings. Very little belongings, very little obligations, so I have more time to do more things. And that's how I designed my life purposely after I had designed my life to a certain manner that I woke up one day and I didn't like my life. Now, I enjoyed my life. I lived a certain life for a certain season. Everything has a season. But then I woke up and I said, you know what? I think I can do better than this. I'm not happy. And that's when I started to redesign my life. And when you redesign your life, the first step is elimination. Destroy to rebuild. Good job. Tony. Tony, good to see you, man. Saxaholics, man. I haven't seen you in a while. Sam, how you been, bro? Good, man. Missing you. Appreciate you, though. Always take as much time as you need for yourself. Love and respect. Brian B. Sam, will you give some tips on safety in car living during the night while sleeping? Always keep your phone charged. Your phone is your number 1 line of defense. Call 911 when you're in a pinch, even if you question it. Okay? Document it. Second is, I believe that you're better off when you park in somewhat populated areas. I think I felt more unsafe when I've been in the middle of nowhere versus an urban area. So, you know, check your surroundings. 99% of the time, you're going to be fine. There's a little bit more risk than a house, but not much more, but a little bit more. A charged cell phone, conscious of your surroundings, how many stores are open. I think you want to be around some open stores, some moving traffic. Those are the main things. And it's like everything in life, just like a job, it takes trial and error. Your window covers, darkening the, you know, when you put the window covers on, that's key. It has to, your car has to be dark for your body to shut down. Also, look, if somebody's looking to break in, it's almost better that your car is dark, because if God forbid, if someone would ever attack you, they understand that it's a 50-50 shot. Like when someone attacks you, there's no guarantee they win, right? Because you get self-defense, whether it's a weapon, whether it's one-on-one physical fight, whatever. So a predator is very conscious of, there's no guarantee, like they're just going to go in there, stick you up or do whatever and get out of there. They may get got too. And that's why a lot of times predators prey on the weak, elderly, you know, sick, whatever, you know, just like regular prey. But, you know, anyone can come from anyone at any time. The time I felt my most vulnerable in the beginning was when I was at Georgia and a drunk guy came to my car in the middle of the night, like 2 o'clock in the morning. And I had no window covers on, nothing. I was just passed out on my seat here. And when I woke up and I jumped up, like he backed up a little bit. And he was like, I'm just asking for money. I'm just asking for money. And I was like, oh, no, I ain't gonna. And I pulled off. But what I felt at that first time, I really felt vulnerable. I said, man, if that guy was trying to get me, he would have got me. And mainly he would have got me because he looked in my car and he was able to see everything. So he was able to see like if I had a weapon next to me or if I had anybody with me or what position I was in, right? So if I have all my window covers up, like he could have tried the same thing, but I got a gun right next to me. I could have, and so he's not going to just maybe do that. Now, look, there's no guarantee. If someone wants to attack you, they're going to attack you, just like terrorism, right? So you're mitigating risk. You're not eliminating risk. But I think your window covers, it makes, if the predator is looking for you, makes them have to think twice because they don't know what they're going to get when they open up that gift, right? So like when you give someone a gift and it's wrapped, they don't know what they're going to get. But if you give someone a gift and there's no wrapping, they know exactly what they're going to get. So when you put your window covers on, it's not just for privacy and for your body to shut down. It's for like to predators to know, like, look, if they try it, they may get a pair of socks or they may get a 22 in their mouth. I mean, it could go either way. So, those are just little things. Now, again, a charged up cell phone, call the cops if you ever feel threatened, park in populated areas, and basically what I just broke down. That's what I'll tell you. Love and respect. Woohoo, what's up, man? Good to see you. Let's take a hydration break, guys. Love and respect. Backwoods. What's up, man? Dylan, man. North.
For a new car?
Uh-oh.
Welcome to Earl
I got my
Storage
own.
Supplies.
Backwoods. Good to see you, man. How's the Northwest, man? How you doing, brother? Good to see you. Sammy, how you doing, man? Hope you're doing good, brother. Glad to see you. To see your life just joined, brother. Good to have you. You're a positive person. I appreciate you. Hardworking brother from the Northwest, opposite of the Southeast. I'm in the Southeast. He's in the Northwest. Northwest is like Oregon, Seattle. He goes to Alaska once a year to do fishing, and he gets paid good, but that's a rough job. I've seen a couple things on Discovery Channel, but if you enjoy to do it, it's all love and respect, and good to see you, brother. You always need income, guys. Good to have you. Sir G, what's up, man? What's up, bro? I did my income taxes today. I had to pay $350, not that bad, for a total of $2,000 income from Uber Eats. Brother, you're not doing enough tax deductions. I find that's not fair, as the tax tips as well is the same with DoorDash. It's all based on either your accountant or your accounting. Did you write off your mileage? Did you write off your car insurance? Did you write off your cell phone bill? Did you write off your gas? Did you keep those receipts? You should track them on Stride tax app, because you can't do Uber Eats or DoorDash without a phone. So your cell phone's now a write-off. You can't do it without car insurance, or car insurance is a write-off. You get like 50 cents or so a mile. Are you tracking that on an app, Stride tax app? Are you keeping your gas receipts and deducting that? And any type of car maintenance, oil change, all that stuff, you're in a business. You're an independent contractor with a 1099. You have to deduct everything, just like Donald Trump. Just like capitalism is based on you having a business, but you having write-offs. I was on a conference call this week with a corporation, and they were asking if you're profitable. Like, no, we're not profitable. Most corporations aren't profitable, meaning that they have so many deductions and depreciations that even though they're a million or billion dollar company, they're not net profitable, because they use the deductions to keep the business afloat, and they only care about cash flow. And that's why DoorDash, and I don't know about Uber Eats, to me don't pay enough, but DoorDash is worth it because you keep cash flow in your life and you have deductions off things that, look, you need to for various reasons in your life. But that's why I would say your deduction game is not up. At the end of the day, if you do DoorDash or Uber or anything like that, you should have to pay no taxes. Trump paid no taxes. He was a millionaire. Why? Because he understands you got so many different depreciations that, even if you made $20,000 a year in DoorDash, I'm tracking my depreciations. I've been doing DoorDash for a month. So far, I got $3,000 in write-offs. I didn't make $3,000 this month. So you got to track it. Those would be some things I would share with you. Good job. Backwoods. Thumbs up, and then you give hang loose. Peace emoji 100. All right. Wow. I just did my taxes. I had miles for write-offs on 50K. I only paid $2,240. Okay. And it all depends too, like how much, what's your other sources of income. Look, the normal tax rate for someone making 50K or below, net tax rate is probably like 15%. Your gross tax rate and what you pay after deduction is like 15%. So, but you shouldn't even have to pay anything if you, I mean, depending, not necessarily, but you should have a lot of deductions. Good job, Ryan B. Don't help anyone clean their house. Very excellent advice. Good to see you, Ryan B. Thank you, man. Brandon, New Jersey now. What's up, Sam? What's up, man? It was very true what you said. People are not wise until they're broken in life. Amen, brother. How can they preach what to do in life when they had it good or just normal their whole life? Well, I totally agree. And that's why, like, some people who have just been privileged their whole life, they don't get it. Not because they're not smart or et cetera, et cetera. And hold on, let me just block someone. Where, like, some people have such low brain capacity. One is they don't realize when they talk curses or say something racial, they're automatically filtered in my chat room. And two is all I have to do to block you for the rest of my life is press one button. I mean, my brain works good enough to know how to block people. I've blocked over 1,000. And troll is not going to stop me from making videos. I mean, I've made over 1,300 videos. I grew my channel. They wish, I'm not even going to get into it. But the bottom line is, you have to do deductions. Just like I just deducted a troll. A troll is a write-off in my mind. So, good job. Colin. Hey, Jan, what's up, brother? Live and let live. Good to see you. Howdy, Sam. Live, keep all your receipts. If you have a YouTube channel, write off. If you have a YouTube channel and it's based on traveling or the nomad life, guess what? Now every campground you stay at is a write-off. Okay. Now you gotta have it monetized. You gotta be put enough work to make it monetized. But look, you're running a YouTube channel. You buy an RV, and if you're monetized and if you're making money and if it's a deduction, you're an entertainer. You're an entertainer. You're like Kim Kardashian. You're entertaining. It may be 32 people in the chat room, or it may be 30,000 on your Instagram. You're an entertainer. There's a lot of write-offs, guys. It mitigates some tax liability. Look, that's what the system's about. It's very true. Good job. Jacob, hey, Sam. How's the night going? It's going good. How's yours? Spent a day in bed being lazy, laughing. All right, well, we need rest days, brother. You know what you need to do to self-care. That's why I dialed DoorDash a little bit back. I went extreme in the beginning, and I'm still going to keep it as a source of revenue, but I have to self-care. Self-care's got to be top priority. Out of all your jobs, self-care is number one. Don't worry about tax write-offs and all that until you've mastered self-care. And self-care is always got to be number one, because if you're not in a good space, nothing else is. Good job. Milano, Sammy. Milano knows about those tax write-offs. Milano down there in that class B+, making deliveries, making it rain. He got to make that Colombian girl he's dating. She's a tax write-off. Oh, yeah. Jacob, listening to you in the background, Sam, but I'm here. Good to have you, brother. Thank you for letting me know. Sometimes it's good just to know you're there. Thank you, man. My 88. Hola. Hey, hola. Oh, hola. Yeah. Hola. 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 Illinois. What's up, brother? Good to see you live again. Good to have you, man. Jacob. Better than North Korea laughing. What happened? Ima. 88. 2 thumbs up. Thank you. Milano. Emilio grandfather said that the life of a normal and craziness is very thin. Well, he's a wise man, brother. Emilio is Milano's friend. And yeah, there's a thin line between love and hate. There's a thin line between genius and insanity. There's a thin line between war and peace. Life is very thin balance. And you got to find balance. It's true. Good job, Brandon. Great point. Everything is balanced. Yeah, good job. Floridia. Good evening, Sam. Good evening to you. Forgive me if I said your name wrong. You are terrific. Well, triple thumbs up to you, too. Thank you. The love is reciprocal. Don't hate. God humbles all of us. I agree with that. Most of the time, it's the best, not the worst. Brother, Tony, stay positive, man. I love you. Great to have you back. Tony, I've been okay, Sam. Been sick had a stomach bug. I'm sorry to hear that. Was down for a week. I'm feeling better now. Praise the Lord, brother. Nothing like your health to humble you. Self-care has got to be your top priority. Forget the tax write-offs. Forget the Uber Eats. Forget the DoorDash. Forget the corporate job. Self-care first, and then you got to do whatever. But if you do all the self-care and you're not showing up to work, you're going to have mental problems because you're going to feel behind the eight ball. You got to do both. Got to do both. Good job. Tony. Maryland's rough. I have concealed carry permit because you never know who's out there to get you. Yeah, but most, look, I'm all for the Second Amendment. Just never forget, 99% of the time, you're not going to have a problem. And all the time, you should, whenever possible, call the authorities first. And because it's not about being Dirty Harry. Again, I'm for the Second Amendment. I believe in all that. I'm just trying to tell you that the majority of the time, it's not an issue. And you have to use wisdom, and you have to watch your environment. You have to watch how you talk to people. I deal with a panhandler today. Now, he approached me, and I saw him, and, I avoided him. And then, I parked in a certain area. He was coming up to me. I looked at him like, man, don't even do it. Now he asked me something, but he kept his distance. But I spoke to him respectfully. And I just said, how you speak to people, your body language, and how you move it. And then I got the hell out of there. You have to be careful on all those things, like how you speak to people, how long you stay in an area. You can't eliminate risk, but you have to mitigate risk. Now, this is your brain working. Some people, they don't understand that. And that's why even when they live in an apartment, they have problems with their neighbors, with everyone, because they talk to people however they want. They're vengeance. And that's why it doesn't matter how you live. Again, if you're irresponsible and maybe your brain just doesn't work a certain way. So I'm not saying you're evil, but there's an issue. And, that's why you gotta, be careful in life. Good job. I was saying me. Yeah, 53 cents a mile. I would agree with that. Phone, gas, tolls, yep, uniforms, car maintenance, storage, office supplies. Yeah, all those tax write-offs and many more. Milano Insurance, I totally agree. Good job, Milano. Sir G, thanks for the tips. Sir G, I love you. Keep pushing forward. Talk confidently to yourself. Keep doing it. You get better as you go. Love to you, brother. Very proud of you. Hand clap emoji, brother. Keep strong. Good job. MMA. Got some great sun today in Florida. It was magical. I ain't mad at that. Me neither, brother. Sun emoji to you. And then the Florida emoji. Alice, thank you for the super chat. Peace and love to you. Good to see you. How's everything going, man? Good to see you, Alice. Thank you for that. I appreciate that. And good to see you. How's everything? I think about you often. Good to see you. Thank you for that. Thank you. MA88, stay away from toxic. My dad said, yeah, my dad judged my sisters and I stayed away from him. He judged me. I stayed away from him. My dad would judge immigrants, but he was once an immigrant. I stayed away from him. My dad would say a lot of things and do a lot of things that he could be very kind-hearted, but he could be very much a prick. I tried to put up with it as long as I could. But at a certain point, I said, this guy's not good for my mental health. I can't judge the fact that maybe his brain just doesn't have the capacity to deal with the frustration of life. So then he lashes out at people or whatever. And that's his right. That's how he gets it out. He even told me one time, look, that's how I get it out of my brain. That's how I vent. I said, that's fine, but that's not good for my mental health. So I have to separate myself. Now, sometimes I may vent, and I could understand why sometimes people say, Sam, I can't listen to you. You're not good for my mental health. I understand. Do what you got to do. I watch some of my videos. I can't even watch them back. Everyone has to do what they have to do for them because everyone's brain works differently. Some people get very fired up when you talk intense. Some people you got to talk to very gently. So everyone's differently, but I got to be me. You got to be you. We got to go forward. Good job. Alice, thank you again. She goes, live is okay. Life is good. Did you go forward with the medical marijuana? I'm very interested in that because I've been tracking that. And a lot of people have a lot of different perspective, but overall, it seems like society is gravitating towards it's a better thing. I know that was the last time we talked, so I've been thinking about that. Thank you again, and I appreciate that. It doesn't go unnoticed. Love to you. George, Sam, did you hang out with the president today? Thank you for the video this afternoon. Well, I visited the Trump Towers in New York when I spent a lot of time there. I did videos and stuff like that, but very early on the channel, and most of that stuff was on my Instagram. So I visited Trump Towers in Manhattan. I passed by the golf courses in New Jersey that he's had, and I've been by Mar-a-Lago a few times. I've been to the White House when Obama was still in. So I've just seen outside. I haven't had any personal meetings. But you certainly don't understand how, say I'll go to Mar-a-Lago and I'll just hang out in that area, very high-end, high society area. And then if you go 20 minutes west, if you go to West Palm Beach, there's a lot of poverty and drug problems. You should go to both environments and to get perspective. Now, it doesn't matter what environment you live, people's brain can work just as good, better, or worse. Environment doesn't determine brain capacity, but perspective is different experiences. And that's how you form a well-balanced mind. Now, the mind has a lot of different layers. One layer is perspective. It's like seeing in 3D, right? Because if you look at a square, if it's not drawn in perspective of being a cube, it's only a square. But if you look at it from sideways, and it's a cube. So perspective, the mind seeing things in 3D, you should go to different areas and see different cultures, different economic, social environments, and you get perspective. You're not going to understand everyone, but you're going to understand things at a more 3D dimensional level. That's what I learned in life and being in different areas. Good job. Tony? Oh, Sam, I agree. I'm not out here to be Dirty Harry. There you go. But because I got bad areas, I understand. I needed to be protected. I understand what you're saying. And was a write-off. And had to take 12 weeks of class. Well, yeah, I understand that. Yeah, I mean, look, packing heat could be a write-off too. Now, again, just got to be careful. And you just got to always understand, guys, anyone out there once you pull a gun, it takes the situation to a whole nother level. Okay. So these are last resort things. And anytime you pull any weapon, it takes the conflict to a whole nother level. So when you face conflict, your number one reaction should be to call the authorities and secure safety. Pulling out any weapon and then thinking about using it has always got to be last resort, because you escalate things to an unretractable level. Always got to remember that, guys. Good job. Alice, thank you again. Life is okay. And then she says, medical weed is expensive. See, I don't know nothing about that game. Now, I know back in the day, you get 2 for $5, or, you get a, fat dime sack or something like that, or you buy, ounces or pounds even. But, yeah, I don't know anything about the medical marijuana game, but keep me posted. A lot of people are saying it's good. I didn't know it was expensive, though. Brandon, thank you again for your generosity. Brandon, hey, Sam, I noticed StrideTax app is showing less miles than Odometer. I haven't noticed that. So I've been manually recording my mileage. I'm not mad at that. I have a 94 Oldsmobile. Well, damn, you better have yourself AAA service, man. 94 Oldsmobile doing DoorDash. You doing Uber. Damn, man, I ain't mad at you. You getting the last bit out of that Jacob, man. Here's one for water, Sam. Oh, brother, thank you. Damn it. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Alice. The generosity, that's a tip. I do DoorDash 10% of the time I get a tip from the customer. So when I do YouTube, 10% of the time I get tips. That's what I consider and I appreciate. You don't have to do it. I appreciate the generosity. You don't have to do it. Thank you. I appreciate it. And now, truth be told, again, I've delivered to big mansion houses and to low-income apartments. I have been tipped at both at different times. Again, I get tipped 10% of the time. When I do deliveries, I get tipped 10% of the time extra, like, cash or something. So I've been tipped from high-end houses and low-end houses, but the majority of my tips have actually come from lower-end to middle-class houses. Mostly lower-end financial, lower economics communities. Poorer people tend to tip better, not as a definite, but as a general rule. That's what I've seen. Now, sometimes I could be cheap, so I don't want, but I've always tipped, even when I used to order food and I used to be a fatty. So I don't know, I'm getting lost in the sauce, but I want to recognize that I appreciate Alice and Jacobs. I appreciate the tip. I want to use this also to say about DoorDash and about delivery and about consumer business. Tips are part of your income stream. And what I've noticed is poor people tend to tip better, not necessarily all the time true. And it's an interesting dynamic, right? You would think that automatically rich people would tip better because they have more income. But rich people tend to be a little bit cheaper. Now, I'm cheap, so I can't judge. But then I say, too, I got to be fair. I did tip a lot of times, all the time, when I used to get pizza deliveries and stuff. So, it's interesting. But Jacob and Alice, thank you. Good job. Where are we at? Tony, I got my card. Why? Because I have back pain. And they tried to pump me full of pills, not turning me into a zombie. Well, I can understand that. My mom's on a lot of prescription pills. Now, she's 70. She's got knee problems. She's diabetic. But she even told me, like, Sam, there's certain pills that I don't want to take because I just don't feel right. She goes, sometimes if I have no other choice, if I'm in extreme pain, damn it, Dylan, I'm going to get to you. Damn it, thank you. Thank you, everyone. Sometimes my mom says if I'm in extreme pain, I'll take the pill because I can't suffer. She goes, but if I can at all avoid it, I avoid the pill because it doesn't make me feel right. So everything has a counterbalance on your brain. When you take a pill, you're digesting something and it's going to affect your brain. Now, it may dull the pain sensors that your brain is getting from something else, but it's also causing some problem, whether it's with your balance, whether it's with your logic, whether it's with your thoughts, your dreams. Sometimes pills are necessary. There's no one answer. Again, life is not an exact science. It's an art. Everyone's brain works differently, but I'm just sharing some of my life experiences. Dylan, man, Backwoods says, thank you, brother, for all your positive feedback and courage to keep positive living. Thank you. Making videos. Thank you. Keep that hustle young. Keep on keeping on. Keep it. Always tip if they deserve it. Thank you, man. Peace emoji 100. Thank you, Dylan. You've been very blessed. Thank you, Dylan. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Jacob. All three. Thank you. You know, that's the thing with YouTube. What I just tell you, what I learned from YouTube is if you feel you have a gift, if you want to do it, keep doing it. But there's been times I've wanted to give up. So when you want to give up, rest, don't quit. And again, one of the major reasons I'm able to do is because I simplify my life. I saw it coming. I said, Sam, if I'm going to use my gifts, there's no way I'll have the endurance if I have a lot of other things that I have to think about and take care of. So I lessen the demand on my mind to take care of a house, to take care of stuff, to take care of... Every time you have to take care of something, you use your brain capacity. So there was a thing a famous study that was done about a lot of successful people would tend not to have a lot of clothes because every time you have to pick out an outfit, you deteriorate your brain capacity. So the less decisions you have to make, the more brain capacity you have, the more you can use it for something else. So a lot of famous people would say, I don't want to use my brain capacity on deciding what to wear. I'd rather use it on deciding if we should go to war or something, whatever your leadership job is. But again, everyone's different. Some people who are into fashion, they don't want to have a brain talking about life philosophy. They don't want to use their brain capacity, and there's nothing wrong with that. Their job that's not their gift. So if they know their gift is not to talk about philosophy, they're not going to spend their brain capacity trying to figure that out. They're going to spend their brain capacity trying to figure out what color accents another color. Everyone has a different gift. There's a whole scripture that Paul talks about. Everyone in life has a different gift. He was talking about spiritual gifts, but you could take it how you want it. He was saying everyone has a different gift. Some are teachers, some are philosophers, some are this, some people just have the gift of love and compassion. Everyone has a different gift. And he's basically saying no gift is greater than the other. No gift is greater than the other. We're all part of the same body. The arm can't say to the eye, I don't want you, whatever. But you can say to your father, you're not good for my mental health. I can't be you. You can say that to anyone. But you still love them, pray for them, and you don't wish bad upon them. We're still connected all together somehow. Like I still take lessons that I learned with my father or friends that I don't talk to anymore. I haven't cut them off the body of life, but I've cut them out of my life. There's a difference there. Good job. Random videos. Saturday night, almost midnight on Sunday night. Yeah, well, depending where you are, the West Coast guys, it's still like 8 a.m. for them, or 8 p.m. And people in Israel, something like 4 a.m. Everyone's from around the world. Must be a rough night. I just got done DoorDash. It was a great day. It was a full day. Woke up early, worked out, spent a lot of time on the beach exploring, did a video, did DoorDash. Now I'm doing YouTube. A full day. You should use all of your gifts. If at the end of the night you're not totally weared out, you were being too lazy. Now you need rest days, and you should do whatever you need to do for your mental health. We're all different. But if every day you sit down at the end of the day and you still have energy left and you still have a lot of capacity left, you're not using what you have. Again, your gifts and your mind are meant to be used. You're meant to put a demand on your mind. Now, some people could put more demand on their mind than others, and pressure will bust pipes for any of us, but you have to put some demand on your body and your mind. You know, it's like a couch. I gave the parable. Like, you don't want to have a couch and then put a cover on it. Why'd you buy the couch? You should have just bought the cover and bought some cheap ass Walmart couch. Your gifts are meant to be used. Your life is meant to be used. And good job, Brandon. What's a panhandler? A panhandler is someone who is living on the streets or goes to the streets to solicit money. They stand on a corner with a cup, or they play an instrument and they have a cup or donation box. So I'm not against panhandlers. That's their hustle, whatever. I'm not mad at them. Because I feel the same way I feel about them as I feel about like Girl Scout cookies in front of the supermarket. You know, hey, look, they're panhandling. The Girl Scouts, the Boy Scouts, I mean, shit, how much money do you need to start a fire, man? But, all right, hold on, let me stay positive. But I got no problem with panhandlers. I see them all the time in ministry all the time. The reason I had a problem with the panhandler today was they got their spot where they stand in the street, and sometimes I give them money. So, but they were at their spot. And then, now, most of them are drug addicts. Not all of them. Some of them are. And I don't judge them because I understand how the mind works. Some people, they just can't. So I don't judge them. And sometimes, like I said, I give them money. I know what they do with it. But I know where they chill. I know what they had their spot. And I respect it. I respect their space. But I moved to the side. I was doing my own thing. So he went out of his way. He saw his body to approach me. That's why I got pissed. Because it's one thing to be a panhandler and to be in the street and ask for donations. It's another thing to come into my personal space and come up to my car. That's disrespectful. He has every right to stand on a public corner and ask for money. That's why I don't disrespect him. And that's why sometimes, like, if I feel like it, I'll give him money. But he has no right, and that's why I looked at him a little bit crazy. But I didn't want to start anything, but I also wanted him to know, like, look, I don't like you approaching my car, man. Like, you got your spot there. Do your thing. Don't come up to my car. That's disrespectful. And you know what I mean? So, but you gotta be careful. Most of them strung out on drugs, but like, it is what it is. Like, you can't like let people get too comfortable with you either. It's a tough balance, man. But that's part of living in the street. That's why you gotta be careful. But so, that's what it was. But then after you tell someone no like that too, like you can't stay in that spot because you don't know, everyone's a little bit different. So now it's like, let me get the hell out of there, man, for this problem. But that's what it is. I did a video about panhandlers a while back. Tom, you're up late tonight, Sam. You are too, man. Love and respect to Boone, you and Blanton. Guess what? What? I passed my adjuster's license. Good job. Congratulations, celebrations. Hand pump emoji. On the retake, second time is the charm. Yes, third time was the charm for me. When you fail a test, you take it again. When you fail it again, you take it again. When you apply for a job, you apply for another one. You keep doing it. Persistence beats resistance. Tom, a college young man, failed his test the first time. He had to take it the second time. He passed. Good job, brother. I failed my electrical exam 3 times. You have to fail and keep going. Now, that's how my brain works. I'm going to try to figure it out. I'm going to keep going. Now, my sister failed her nursing exam 1 time. It totally devastated her. She retreated back into, I'm never doing anything again with my life. Everyone's brain works different. So now, people who are able to push past the pain of rejection, they're persistent and they keep going. They figure it out. They may not always succeed, but they kind of keep going forward. Some people's brain can't handle that rejection. They're so insecure that one bit of rejection is so mentally painful that they retreat back, and that's why they go on disability. And that's what I've learned. Like, they just don't have it. So, like, you can't scream at them and think like they're going to get more. If you can't be around them, that's fine. But you got to understand, like, their brain's just different. I saw the coach Tom Izzo, I think Michigan State coach, hollering at a kid, old school style. I totally disagree. He was hollering at this young basketball player, and everyone's saying like, "Oh, everyone's a pansy now. You can't handle a coach hollering at you." Huh. A coach is a manager. A manager has no right to yell at you and stick his finger in your face. Huh. I would like to see you go to your job tomorrow and let your manager yell at you and stick his finger in your face, especially at 21 years old. Total disgrace. The way coaching used to be done is a disgrace. And that coach should be fired. And I don't want to hear that it's a pansy generation. Because if you think that's acceptable, you should allow your manager to yell at you and put his finger in your face. Society's got to evolve and grow. I don't care how your brain works. Hollering at someone does not make them do better. And if it does, then what they're doing is basically just letting you be a bully. And that's what I mean. Like people will take advantage of you if you let them. Now, I'm not saying, but people should not be able to talk to you however they want. They have no, I don't care if they're your manager or whatever. Now, you have to use wisdom. We're in life here. You got to play the game a little bit, guys. All right? You got to play the game. But what I'm here to tell you is society also has to advance its thought process on how we deal with each other. Good job. Liv, congratulations again, Tom. Liv, perhaps if we consider that everyone's brain operates on a different capacity, I totally agree with that. How should you think about that? You should think about that like if you have a window AC air conditioner. Like in the house I grew up with, we didn't have central air. We had a air conditioner that you put in a window. That has a certain capacity, what they call BTUs. Okay? Your BTUs basically measure how much cooling capacity that can give out to how much square footage. So if you buy like a $200 window air conditioning unit from Walmart, it may have a low BTU capacity. But if you buy $1,000 portable air conditioning, it has a higher capacity. Now you may think you can go to that cheap Walmart $200 AC unit and yell at it and it will increase its capacity, but it won't. It only has so much to work with. You can't go yell at somebody who's lazy, apathetic, and can't do anything. Like it's not going to get them fired up. Now, some people, they need a little bit of a push, but some people, you can yell at them till the cows come home. They only got so much BTUs. That's like saying to a guy with a small penis, if you go yell at him, his penis will grow. He's only got so much capacity. That's like saying to a girl with itty bitty titties, if you yell at her titties are going to grow. She's only got so much capacity. Same thing with the mind. You can yell at someone that's lazy and everything else. Once in a while, it may get them off their ass, but most of the time, they are who they are. And so make a mental note, guys. I'm breaking it down tonight. Good job. We would have less judgment and compassion. Yes, but you still can cut off people. See, I'm teaching compassion, but then I'm teaching you have to do what's good for your mental health. So you may have a lazy daughter, a daughter that's running wild. You can't judge her. You shouldn't hurt her. But if she's not good for your mental health and she's an adult and she's making her own decisions, you have a right to separate yourself to a certain degree. I'm not saying you should or you shouldn't. Everyone has to take accountability for their own life. But I'm giving you the tools to see beyond your own brain capacity and have compassion. But I'm also giving you the self-esteem to saying, look, if something's not good for you and your mental health, then you have to walk away and boundary up. You have to have that balance for you. Everyone's different. Good job. Alice, government trap house. Yeah, Alice, you know what it is. You know what it is. Garza, you got to visit Fort de Soto. I don't know what that is. Respect, bro. Respect you also. You're very intelligent. Well, same back to you. Thank you. By the way, do you have a run the car all night long phrase? No, I never run the car all night long. I've lived in Florida in the summer and New Jersey in the winter. I never ran the car at night. I just sweat a little bit with a fan in the summer. I'm willing to sacrifice. Even though this summer I may run an extension cord at a campground into an air conditioning unit, or $200 one from Walmart, and run it out. Well, I got only 35 square feet in this place, so I don't need much to cool it. So I may try that this summer in Florida. But I sacrificed. I sweat in the summer and I'm cold. I was cold as hell in the winter. But there's no magical answer for me. But I may try to improve it this summer. Ryan B. Thanks, Sam. That was good advice on nightly safety. Thank you, brother. Jacob, thank you again, brother. Jacob, Alice, and and Dylan. Thank you all three very much for the tip, man. Thank you. Tony. CBD lotion works wonders. Well, I'm not mad at that. Lotion works for a lot of things. Oh yeah, masturbation. Brandon. I was watching Joe Rogan podcast today, and he was basically giving the same advice I give, that if you're a man and you're have to make a decision with a woman, you should masturbate before you make the decision, because many times men make decisions based on lust. And after you masturbate, your mind is a lot different. Your brain's different after you've ejaculated. Because you're as a male, your body's producing sperm constantly, especially when you're younger. And until you ejaculate, it's all backed up. And so that affects your hormones in your brain. Just like when a woman hits her 30s and her hormones get all worked up, that affects her brain. I remember dating some hot girl, MILF, 50 years old. And she kind of like regretted having 2 kids. But like, she didn't want to say that. She's like, Sam, I love my kids, but I probably wouldn't have did it again. But she was saying, I don't know what got into me. When I was like 30, I just felt like I had to have 2 kids. Something was on my brain. That was her hormones and her biological clock messing with her brain. Now, she couldn't have masturbated and produced a kid. There was something else in her mind. But for a male, that's why I tell you, masturbate before you text someone. Because you're going to think different. And then get a vasectomy as a backup plan. Good job. And I'm pro-choice. That's what it is. I don't care. That's what I feel. Brandon only has 95K miles. But yeah, I need AAA. Oh, yeah, that's how you do. Jacob, I know you didn't want me to give you anything, but $3 here, man. Jacob, like I say, look, I want you to save and live your best life. All I can say is thank you. There's been a couple times I've turned down tips. But look, if someone wants to bless me, I'm not crying the blues. That's number one. Number two is I'm telling you guys, I want you guys to save and live your best life. After I said all that, and I'm being very clear, I'm not manipulating. Look, if someone's going to tip me, whether it's at DoorDash, because I'm working, or whether it's on YouTube, I'm going to say thank you, and that's it. But there's no manipulation. There's no sad story here. I've always worked. I'm always willing to work for my life. But if I'm working, whether it's in DoorDash or YouTube, I'm not going to not say thank you for a tip. I just say thank you and accept a tip. Thank you. But do what you need to do for you, Jacob. I know. Yeah, thank you. Backwoods. Thank you again, Backwoods, man, for all the positive hustle and everything. Thank you, Backwoods. Love, respect to you. I'm a hard worker, man. Brother out there, another way to get a hustle, man. You guys want to be a nomad, you go to Alaska, you do fishing for a few months, man. You make a grip. Now, that's a lot of hard work, though. But if you're into it, you're into it. And again, shout out to Alaska, who has the petroleum dividend. Andrew Yang is going to push for the freedom dividend. Now, I'm kind of going with that, Sal. How's it going, Sam? Good to see you, texting the house. Hope you are doing well, brother. Same to you. I'm glad I made this live stream tonight. It's been a while for me. Good to have you. But I've been here in spirit, though. I feel your spirit. I appreciate that. Love and respect, brother. Same back to you. Love is reciprocal. If you're not with someone and the vibe is not reciprocal, get the hell out of there. The love's reciprocal, brother. Thank you, man. John, what's up, man? Evening or late night, Sam. Oh, yeah. Was up late watching a live concert of Dave Matthews. I remember him when my first job, on the books, was at a CD store in the mall. I remember selling CDs of the Dave Matthews Band. That, the Puffy No Way Out album, and the Titanic soundtrack were the hottest thing in the street at that time that I hadn't seen. Stopping by before heading to bed. Good to see you, brother. Good topic as usual. Thumbs up, brother. Thumbs up to you. I see you on all the comments. I appreciate you. Vast Epileptic Plains. Forgive me if I say the name wrong. I'm not going to say that right. Something diet healing system transition. All right, I don't know much about that, so I don't want to speak ignorantly, but love to you, brother. Random. You ever get a naked chick at the door when delivering pizza? Not naked, but I have got a couple girls, like, in their like nightgown or like sweatpants with the butt crack crease. Shout out. One of the most sexiest things besides yoga pants is when a girl wears sweatpants and you see her butt crack just right. Oh, you see that crease? Now, again, what do? I masturbate. I masturbate on a daily basis many times. And that's why, like, when I see a girl dressed all scantily, like, I'm not going crazy, like, oh my God, I'm going to throw my whole life away from her. Because why? Look, eventually she's going to look like a disaster. And even if she's going to hold up like J-Lo, I don't want to be with you just for my lust. And that's what it is. Like, I don't want to be with anyone. I like to spend 99.9% of my time alone. So the only reason I would be with a girl is because she looks hot. So if the only reason I'm going to be with her is because she looks hot, it's all lust. And that's when I masturbate. I don't want to be around anyone. And that's why I can't wait till we marry robots. I'm going to do a whole video series on the robot movement, how society will change for the better. And I agree with that. Good job. Goon Loso Connecticut's still with me. Goon from 203 New Haven. I remember you. Goon, thank you for saying a comment. I didn't know if you are still with me. A lot of people in the beginning, they're with me and then they leave. It's part of life. But Goon, good to see you, man. Love and respect to you and your children. James, Sam. Yesterday, my sister came up to me and had a chat. And she knew something was wrong and asked me, and I explained it was like counseling Sam, baby. I love to you, James. You're a positive person, man. Some of the most positive people can be the hardest on themselves. Don't be too hard on yourself. Don't be too soft on yourself, but don't be too hard on yourself. Just keep pushing forward. Good job. Gina Israel's in the house. Good morning, brother. Well, yeah, good morning to you. Stay off Tinder, man. And you hear me when I tell you masturbate, brother. Don't get caught in the trap. Gilbert, what's up, Sammy? Love to you, man. Same back to you, man. Gilbert, good to see you. How's everything in your life, man? Tony, Gilbert, how's life, brother? Good to have Gilbert back. BVT, I hope he's still in here. I know you get upset when I say I'm pro-life, brother. I love you, man. I can't believe you came back. I thought I lost you for good. Now, you may get upset when I say I love you, man. Now, I respect you. He's very pro-life. Don't get upset with me. But I got to speak my truth. Um, yeah, I love you, man. I love you. If you're still in here, I love you, man. Gilbert. Hey, yeah, Tony. Life is good. I lost my uncle last week. Sorry to hear that, man. And I now have nothing holding me down. You time to fly. Now's the time. Look, shout out to Gail, who's got the channel that I recommended. She's 67. You know what she said? I'm not getting any younger, and that's what you should say. Now's the time. You're not going to be any younger than you are today. She did the right thing. She got a job. Gail has been in Florida in less than 1 week. She got a job at Walmart. She did a video today about it. Okay. So everyone out there told me, look, it's hard to get a job. She even broke it down. I give her credit. She was honest. She says, I'm starting at $12.70. And she could do DoorDash on the side. So you can come to Florida and get a job in the same week. Walmart's always hiring. And what I tell people is get any job you can. And then you get another job if you want to go higher in the food chain. But the best time to get a job is when you currently have a job. So look, do anything. Walmart, do DoorDash, do whatever. Just start and then figure it out as you go. You always need income, and you can get it. She was in Florida for less than a week. She got a job. Shout out to her, man. She followed up. You gotta follow up. Gina, 6 a.m. over here in Israel. I love respect. I woke up in 4, getting ready to attack today. Gave a workout emoji. How are you, Sam? I'm doing good, brother. How are you? It's good to have you, man. Thank you. Liv's laughing. How much money do you need to start a fire? Yeah. When I was talking about the Girl Scout cookies and everything like that, the Boy Scouts. Like I'm saying, how much money you guys are in the woods starting fires? I'm in the woods. I'm not mad at their hustle. They're panhandling. As long as they don't approach me like up to my car, because best believe whether it's a drug addict or some young kid trying to peddle like Boy Scout cookies. Like if you approach me in my car, it's gonna be a problem. Now I'm not gonna like attack you. But I'm going to tell you, like, look, this is my space. And I'm going to get the hell out of there. Because I don't want to deal with Boy Scout cookies. And I don't want to deal with someone, coming up to me for drug money, man. James. Sam, these last 6 years, I've noticed that YouTube vlogs and people who want to make it big use YouTube as that platform. They do. Look, YouTube, because cable TV is done. YouTube is the main platform for videos, period. Instagram Live is okay. Facebook Live is okay. But YouTube is the main platform globally for video streaming, period. And a lot of people say they take a huge cut of your revenue, they take a huge cut of your super tax, but that's the cost of doing business. They give you a huge platform, and it takes a while to make money. And I still make more of DoorDash, but you hope to progressively build it over time. And that's what it is. Good job, Tony. I started out panhandling. There you go. You got to do what you got to do. Yeah, that's what I said. I'm not mad at it. And I respect it. And sometimes I give them money. The only time I get upset if they approach me in my space. Like, you could do you, but don't approach me up into my car because I feel like, again, that's disrespectful. And then he goes, you got to do what you got to do. I totally agree with that. Paid for studio time, and I met my manager. Again, I respect it, and I give money to it sometimes. Gilbert. BBT, how you been? Tony. Damn, Gilbert. My condolences, and yeah, I understand that I'm looking to leave at the end of the year. Tony, love to you, man. Tom Hanks. Thanks, love, and respect. Very proud of you, brother. Good night. Tom, proud of you, brother. You got a bright future, man. You're a good person. You're working hard. You're being persistent. You're going to figure it out. Tom, masturbate before you make a relationship decision. And once you start getting those checks, man, think about a vasectomy, brother. You could always reverse it. Life lesson. All right, good job. Gilbert, how are you, Tony? BBT. Been good, Gilbert. Sorry about your uncle, yes. Saw Sam live, and I thought I'd pop in for a few minutes. Good to have you. BBT, if you're still in here, I know you're pro-life. How do you feel about a vasectomy then? Let's make a compromise, brother. One is we got to acknowledge, look, there was found to be no collusion with Trump and the Russians. So a lot of people, I didn't vote for Trump, but let's give them credit, okay? We got to be honest when we're wrong, okay? Now, I really didn't think it was about collusion because I always told you, like, Hillary lost the election because she pandered, not because of the Russians. But let's make a compromise here. My brother, Better Video 2 is very conservative. I know you're pro-life, I'm pro-choice. Can we at least agree on the vasectomy is the best answer? Let me know your thoughts, Tony. I'm okay, had a bug, was down for a week, I'm good. Now, haven't played for a week, I'm sorry, yep. Look, when you have health problems, it's the worst problems. I agree, I've been there. Gotta get healthy. Self-care is number one priority. Live. Tom Hanks, congrats, very excited for him. I got my insurance license on my second try. Lesson, guys, if you fail, keep going. But for some people, when they fail once, the mind shuts down. Everyone's brain works different. But what you're going to find is the successful people tend to have the capacity to deal with rejection and keep pushing forward. That's why a lot of people in sales and stuff, they have that capacity to like deal with rejection. Even panhandlers. Panhandlers are in sales. That's all they're doing. They're selling. Now, they ain't selling nothing, but they're selling their hustle. So, like, they got to deal with a lot of rejection. So, that's what it is. It's true. James, always see the good and the worst of a scenario. It will make you stronger by seeing the end result. Yes, and sometimes it's only by the grace of God. There's been some times where I wanted to totally give up on life. I felt like horrible, and it's only by the grace of God. That's what I say. Good job, George. That's funny how much money you need to start a fire. Yeah, I wish I could help you, but I don't have a pot to piss on right now. Yeah, well, look. Now, look, you know why I really got pissed too when a panhandler came up to me? Because like he came up to me, he's like, "You got enough for 2 cheeseburgers?" What I didn't want to. One of the things I tell you when you deal with panhandlers, you keep it short, sweet, and that's it. So I didn't want to get into a debate with him. But what I really felt like telling him, I was like, "Look, bro, one is I'm living out of my car and I'm getting ready to go to my 3rd job. You think I'm gonna give you money for 2 hamburgers and you're approaching me in my space?" I was getting ready to go DoorDash, and I was like, and I was even saying to myself, like, "Sam, do I want to DoorDash today? I've been working all week and everything, but I still did." But I understand the street. You don't want to get into that type of conversation. It's not healthy. And it's not going to solve anything. Their mind doesn't work like that. So I just gave him a look. I said no as best I could, and I just kept it moving. That's how you want to deal with it. Because their minds they're on drugs. They're strung out. They're desperate. They're not thinking logically. That's not the street life. So, but he knew he was wrong when he invaded my space. Like we kind of had that understanding, like when I was speaking. And so again, you got to find that balance. Good job. Tom, thank you, Liv. What license do you have? James, Sam, I was bullied throughout my younger years. I was bullied a couple years, and then I punched a guy in his mouth, and that stopped. But not everyone can do that, and I'm not recommending everyone should do that. I stood up to those jerks. They let you walk all over them because the opportunity. Yeah, like I did the video last night. Look, a 90-year-old woman will push you to her limit at a nursing home. She wants to see how much she can get away with. Everyone pushes the limit, but you got to have compassion, but you also got to say, look, cut the shit. It's got to be a balance somewhere in between. Good job, Tony. Oh, I agree. That's why I left the Mood Swings band. Yeah, that sounded like a disaster. As soon as I hear the word mood swings, cut her off. Too much drama. And then he goes, I like to yell and scream. I can't get down like that. BTU, good job. British Thermal Unit. Is that what that stands for? I was trying to figure it out. I thought it was something else. Is that what that stands for? Random thumbs up. If I could give you 3 thumbs up, I'm like, well, thank you, man. I appreciate that. Thank you. Gilbert. I missed you guys. Haven't been here in a few days. Gilbert, we always miss you, brother. You're one of the most positive people I met, and I appreciate you. About my uncle, going to miss him, but it's time to live. That's right, brother. Live now, man. You ain't getting any younger. Love to you, man. Respect. Gina. Everything is in our brain. To a big extent, it's true. You can walk in your shorts and a t-shirt in a cold weather. No, I disagree. Now you sound like the militant guy helping me move that stripper out of her house. I don't agree with that. If you concentrate enough, you tell your brain it's hot weather. Yeah, you could, but you're also going to get pneumonia, okay? Like that in-shape guy was trying to tell me, like, it's in your mind, just lift up the couch. I'm like, bro, we in the army, man. And so that's not exactly true, okay? Some extent it is in the mind, but to some extent there's realities of gravity, okay? So you can think you can fly all you want. You can tell your mind, I'm going to fly. But you're facing gravity, so you're not going to fly, all right? So now, even R. Kelly thought he could fly. Now he's under indictment for, child molestation. So what I could tell you is you may believe you can fly. You may have a Grammy award-winning album talk about I Believe I Can Fly. But what you're going to realize is you can't fly and you can't afford $160,000 back child support like R. Kelly. Be careful out there, guys. Good job. BBT, True Gilbert, Tony. Well, I've been there, brother. But hey, you always have the memories. Think about it. Life is like this. In the mirror and your family are a reflection. And here you are a minute there and gone. Yeah, I remember when my dog passed, someone said, Sam, you always have the memories. And I broke down crying more. I didn't want to remember the memories. And sometimes I look in my mirror, I don't want to see mannerisms of my father. Like there's certain parts of life, like I deal with them. I'm talking about them. But then I cut them out of my life. I got to go forward because I can't think about that. It's just harmful to the mind. But everyone works with it different. Everyone grieves different. Jacob, I enjoy to see how you break down these live streams. Well, Jacob, I appreciate your positivity, and I respect how you're building your life, working hard, getting promotions, and being a positive person and working on yourself. And I respect the other night how you said, Sam, look, I had to give myself a kick in the butt and push forward. I appreciate that, brother. Respect to you. You're gonna go. You're gonna grow, Tony. Reflection. I gotta take a hydration break, guys. I'm getting all worked up. Tony, reflection will always be there for you. Vast. No, don't spill your seed. It's your life force energy. The ancients knew about this. Yeah, the ancient people also had many wives and many children, and it divided many families. So what I can tell you, the ancient people didn't know too much, and they also had slaves, so they weren't that smart either, and they weren't that righteous. So what I can tell you, brother, is we're an evolved society. Masturbate, get a vasectomy, and I'm still pro-choice. Now, I know me and some conservatives disagree, but that's my opinion, but I respect your opinion. Good job, Gilbert. Thanks, Tony. Kind and real words, very much underappreciated. George, paying off some bills after my heart surgery last year. George, thank you for sharing that, man. Keep paying off your bills. Get out of debt, man. Love to you. James, there's, again, healthcare, medical expenses are still the number one cause of bankruptcy in America. Make a mental note, guys. Even with the stock market all-time high, make a mental note, James. There's good and bad of masturbation. The good is it could keep you out of trouble and save money. The bad, it could be something better like reading. Well, shit, how much you want to read, though? Now, you need to read, but masturbation only takes 10, 15 minutes max. You can go read after that. I think after you masturbate, you're going to read better because then your mind's going to process the information. Like, say you're reading say you're reading about NASA or life philosophy or the encyclopedia. Like, when you're looking at the spaceship and you haven't masturbated, you're looking at that spaceship like, that's like, me, my heart erection going in a woman. Like, you start to visualize like scientific evidence as sexual imagery because you're all backed up. You can't really concentrate. So after you masturbate, now your mind is free to concentrate. Like, you're not looking at things that, like, you can look at like your high school teacher. She's teaching you mathematical problems, but you got a Woody. You're all backed up. You're not thinking straight. But after you ejaculate, you're not looking at your high school teacher. Now you're listening to her. That's why I recommend masturbate before you do any educational things. Good job. Jacob? Oh, yeah. I fully agree on that. But crack in the sweats. Oh, yeah, the butt cheeks. Yeah, that's why I got masturbate, because you start looking at sweats and you're not even looking at life. That's true, Tony. Man, my girl swims, bro. Oh, my God. Them one pieces are hot. Well, yeah, I mean, I'd sometimes say, look, keep the panties on. But not in real life anymore. Now I watch panty porn if I'm in that mood. Good job. Backwoods. I watched a documentary once that said, on average, most basketball players played and performed better when they were yelled at. True, I disagree with that documentary. I saw a documentary, too, about a lot of things I disagree with. But let me continue to read. I think it's the way you do it that matters. Disrespect isn't accepted. Yep. Well, I don't know. I mean, I would just say that in my mind, I disagree. I'm not going to say, though, that some people don't respond to that. And I'm not saying once in a while you have to light a fire under people. So I will say that your point is noted, that once in a while you got to get a little bit, you got to raise your voice. You got to be a little bit assertive, aggressive, firm, even like reprimanding. But the video I saw today was disrespect and disgrace. If you YouTube search Tom Izzo hollering at the basketball player, it wasn't the initial one was a little bit suspect. But after 5 minutes, the basketball player, they had all shut down the huddle. Then he got up again and I totally disagree with that. Now, that's my opinion. Some people like to be yelled at, though. They need that. Like, there was some like Michael Jordan was a prick. Like, if you listen to his teammates, Michael Jordan would be an asshole to him. He would. He punched a couple people in their face during but he was operating at a high talent level. Like, he was frustrated because people were operating at a lower level. So his frustration manifested in yelling and hitting. Like, but then when you suck, now if Michael Jordan went to go play with like a LeBron James or somebody like, he may be better than them, but he's old now. So I would like to see him now go play with someone that is way better than him and If you could, and now Michael Jordan would be the one getting yelled at. He wouldn't like how it feels, but he doesn't have the same capacity that he once had. But he's got to remember, even though they were both in their same age bracket, he was operating off a higher capacity and he was degrading the people at a lower capacity. He may have got a little bit more. Like if you kick the shit out of your car, well, no, that's not a good example. Let's say your washing machine stops working and you kick your washing machine. It may do one more cycle. You may get one more thing out of it, but that washing machine going to die. It's not, the kicking it ain't going to matter. And that's what abuse is, whether it's verbal abuse or physical abuse. It's someone frustrated with the other person, and they think if they rough them up, they're going to get a little bit more out of them. Now, you may get a little bit more out of them, but what you're going to do is you're not going to change them. You're going to destroy them. You're going to destroy yourself. If someone's not good for you, get out of it. If that basketball player is not good enough for the coach, he should cut him. He should cut him, in my opinion. I don't like the Bobby Knights of the world. I don't like the... Now, I will say there's something to be said. Everyone's different, but I'm just sharing my thoughts and how I feel. But your point is noted, brother. Love to you. Gilbert. Sammy, you're on fire emoji tonight. Needed to see and hear your spirit, man. Thank you. Thank you. James, thanks. Prayer emoji. Blessings and love. You're right. I am too hard on myself. Good job. The reason is for acceptance. Yep. That's why I say the first key to life is don't worry about what anybody else thinks, because most people can't even deal with themselves. Like my father, he couldn't deal with himself. And I think he got frustrated that he remarried, he got a house, he got all these trappings again, he had high anxiety, and then he realized he got a lot of burdens on himself. He don't want all that. Look, if you know you get frustrated easily, you have to stop putting more stuff in your life because you can't deal with a lot. You do better with a simple life. Okay, be careful out there, guys. Good job. Dylan, real talk. Like every video, thumbs up, 100 emoji. Dylan, thank you for adding your perspective. Thank you for the love, brother. Dylan, CBD is a miracle that works wonders. What's that? Is that the medical marijuana? I don't know what that is. Tony, it's my back. It's messed up from lugging saxes around for 15 years. I can understand that. I worked in construction for about 10, 15 years, and a lot of guys that retired out of construction, their bodies were totally destroyed. Jacob, while on the subject, I'm conservative, but I believe since most kids born that go into CPS end up criminals now, and just aborting them is a waste of potential. So my opinion of the state raises half. Okay, well, I appreciate you sharing your perspective. Love to you, brother. BBT, vasectomy is okay with me. Good idea. Damn it, we reached a compromise. Pro-life and pro-choice have reached a compromise tonight. Okay. We are going to meet halfway in the middle on a vasectomy. Okay. So now I don't know if I'm going to be able to get elected in 2020. Now that Trump don't have collusion, it's going to be tough for Andrew Yang to beat Trump in 2020. Well, but let's see what happens. But let's just say Andrew Yang can't beat Trump in 2020. I got to run in 2024. Now, if BVT agrees, now how it used to be is every child, not anymore because we're becoming more diverse in our religious philosophy, but the majority of children in America, because it's mainly Christian, would get circumcision. A circumcision is when, at a very infant baby age, a doctor or some type of religious guy cuts the foreskin off the penis. And I didn't feel it. I got a circumcision, and that's why babies don't feel abortion. I didn't feel someone cut the skin off my dick. All right, let's go back to the compromise. So most babies, that happens in America anyway. So now, instead of circumcision, what I'm going to implement if I have to run in 2024 is all male babies get a vasectomy, because a vasectomy could be reversed. A circumcision can't. Even though I still like circumcision. So what I tell you is we're going to reach a compromise. Now we'll eliminate the need for abortion, because now you really have to make a conscious decision to reverse your vasectomy in order to have a kid. Like when you're young and you're 18, if you have sex and you're not thinking straight, you haven't experienced life, you may have a baby and it's tough. Even 25, even 30. But like I always tell you, if you masturbate and you ejaculate and then you make the decision to continue to talk to a woman, you may be in love. So now, if you have a vasectomy and you consciously go to a doctor to get it reversed. Now you're making a clear decision that you want a kid. It wasn't just a lust of the moment. So I believe the vasectomy will cure frivolous children making and will stop the destruction of many people's lives and will allow us a pathway to a robot future. And that's what I'm looking forward to. Good compromise. Maz Morty. Hey, do you cook in your car? No, I don't. I buy fresh every day from the grocery store, Publix, etc. Backwoods, Dylan. Super chats are an extra thing to do. Yep, it's like a tip. It's just a thing to do if you want. Yes, no pressure. Thank you, brother, for all your support. I work in Alaska for 3 months, then off for 1 month. Generate 10K to 30K. Now, that's hard work, though, but that's bank if you're on the right crew. I've watched a couple videos about that. If you go to Alaska, you can make good money. I mean, for basically 10K a month, possibly. That's big money. But that's hard. Also, if it's not your gift, it's hard work. Because at least from the videos I've seen, it looked like hard work. You're out in a ship like for a long time. But love to you, man. But for some people, like some people I work construction with, and they loved it. They didn't want to work in the office. I hated working construction. I liked working with a computer. So everyone's brain works different on what they can do good. Some people would hate DoorDash. Some people would hate IT. Some people would love fishing. Everyone is different. Everyone's brains, that's what makes the world go round. Good job, Jacob. And then he continues on his original comment. They should be used for military service till paycheck, the state for raising them 2 and 2. Okay, thank you, brother. Tony, backwoods, you crab hook? Brother, snow crab legs. Yeah, Tony's from Maryland, home of the snow crab legs. BBT. I talked to DT earlier. Said he saw you cruising. I talking about Donald Trump on Mar-a-Lago today. Yeah, Donald Trump was on a golf course in Palm Beach today with Kid Rock. Yeah, I saw him. Good to see you, Sam. Good to see you also. Jacob. The Asians also did human sacrifice. Good point, Jacob. That's right, they did. That's a good point. Tony. And made people fight. Also a good point. Yep, made people fight to the death and threw people to the lines. Great point, guys. Jacob. Hell. If you need to get off and in a time frame, just use an adult toy or something. I'm not mad at that either. Yes, satisfy thyself. Good job. Jacob. Oh, God, not the hot teacher in math. Oh, yeah, I had a couple of those. Gilbert. Add Tony. You ever thought about Vegas and starting a house band? Queen. Queen, hey, Queen, how are you? Queen, good to see you. Queen, did you finish the 80s coloring book? Let's take a hydration break to Queen. Queen, good to see you. Vast, we are ancients, bro. As far as Tantra, it's cycling. The energy without ejaculating and brings vitality and longevity. A body organism without wasting the seed of life force, love, and respect. Well, love and respect you also. I don't want to be disrespectful to you. You stated your viewpoint very respectfully, and you said no, you were not disrespectful. So I read your comment, and I may disagree with you on that point. But I appreciate you being very respectful and just sharing your perspective. Thank you. Tony. Hell, I'll play in a hole, in a wall. I'm not mad. Using your gift. That's how your brain works, to use your creative gifts. I play to entertain and make people enjoy music. I'm not mad at that. Everything else is just a bonus. I totally agree. I'm the same way in many aspects. Good job, Tony. Queen, how you doing? Queen, great. You, Gilbert? Tony, I'm gravy. Yeah, laughing. Jacob. Oh, you better run 2020 or 2024. Love you. Thank you, man. Forgive me, I always say the name wrong. Ravetto. A child is a blessing. I disagree. I respect you. I love you. I disagree. Most people, you have to say that. Now, for some people it is. For me, it's not. It's a curse. And if you live long, most people in here have hated life at one point. You're only trying to be positive now because you got no other choice. Ravel, have you ever, said, what the fuck, man? It's basically, when you're born into this world, you're going to have to figure out how to make an income. You're always going to have to keep your physical body up. You can't never stop taking care of yourself. It's always work. It's always work to make an income. It's always work to not get in trouble. You have to constantly self-control. And that gets tiring. Life's a curse in many aspects. I mean, let's be honest. That's my opinion. I'm thankful. I'm the most positive person you'll ever meet. I live a positive life, a productive life. I don't do any drugs. I don't, I don't do any type of malicious behavior. But what I could tell you is, for some people, you may be right. For me, I think a child's a complete burden. I think it's a burden. And then what happens if your child dies? You know how many people I know? I know people that their child dies. So let's say you have a child and your child gets struck with cancer, has Down syndrome, has mental problems. Vicky from Minnesota has a child with disabilities, got to take care of her whole life. So is a child a blessing if they're all screwed up and they're a burden to you and you can't make them better and you have to watch them suffer? And then let's say your child is healthy and then you become old and frail and they got to take care of you. It's like it never stops. So I disagree, but I love you and I respect you. Queen, I learned my lesson for helping. I learned my lesson for helping someone more a long time ago. Queen, you're so smart. I totally agree. Queen, I had a miscarriage. I'm sorry to hear that. But I'm not gonna lie. For me, I think that was a blessing in disguise. I do. But that's my opinion. I'm not trying to be hurtful. I know that's hurt, but that's how I feel. Cod, just saying hi. I appreciate you, man. I'm getting ready to start doing DoorDash soon. Well, brother, love to you. I wish you a lot. I want to pray for you. Do your research. Today, and for the past couple days, I've been reflecting on how much brain capacity I have to use to do DoorDash. I have to use a lot of my talents and skills to do DoorDash successfully. And so DoorDash is not just free money, guys. And I would totally understand if some people couldn't do it. Now, I don't want to scare you and I want to encourage you to do it. But it's work. And I'm surprised how much of my skill set it takes for $10, $12 an hour. It's true. Gina, Sammy, you have to check out this guy out and let me know, what do you think? Oh, who is it? Him, Hoff Iceman? Very interesting stuff. Okay. Have a good day, bro. You too, man. Have a great day, Gina. We love you, man. Queen, glad that I turned in tonight. Queen, I love you. I miss you. Queen, I love you too. Say that. Thank you. Tony, Queen, sorry to happen. Yes, I am too. What to say I love to you. Love is good. Jacob, child cost. Yep. Damn it, Jacob. Good job. Child cost $250K to raise. That's right. 0 to 18. It costs $200. You take out a mortgage for $250K. That's just till 18. And then you got to deal with their ungrateful ass when they're 25 and their high school diploma in communications ain't going to do shit. They still don't have a job. And then they got to take care of you when they're older and they don't want to take care of you. It's a disaster. But let's stay positive. Live. Weird, because the Bible says we should cry when a child is born. You hit them with the scripture. And rejoice when someone dies. Yeah, we do the opposite. Damn it. Good job. Live. Arlana. My son is the reason I'm still here, so he's my blessing. Yeah, but your son may not want to be here. That's not a blessing. So your son has to inspire you. What a burden that is. What if your son grows up and he doesn't want to have a family, he doesn't want to be a caretaker to you? You put all your burdens on your son to inspire you to live. Why do people have children? Selfish. People have children so they can get inspiration to live. You don't even want to live without your son. What if your son dies? You brought your son in this world to keep you inspired. I think that's shameful. I think it's shameful for you to even say that your son is the only reason you live. So now your son has to feel the pressure to keep you inspired. I think that's unhealthy. I know that's rough. And Arlene, you're a blessing. And I probably left the chat room, but that's how I honestly feel. I love you. I'm sorry. And if I'm bad for your mental health, leave the chat room. But that upsets me. I'm not gonna lie. Queen, Gilbert, Cod, keep doing videos on your DoorDash. I will. I will. I'm gonna share everything I learned with you because I watch them. I'm gonna keep making them. Cod, stay with me. Tony, man, if I had a kid, he or she gonna be the next Charlie Parker. Who's that? And make some money. I'm not mad. He's gonna be a money machine. Gilbert, amen. Live and let live. Go, Tony. That or pitch the Red Sox. Laughing. Ravel. Some kids become successful and make their parents proud. Yeah, why does a kid have to make their parents proud? Why? What if your kid wants to be a transgender cross-dresser and work at Walmart? Or if your child wants to say, look, I don't want to be your friend. I don't want a family. It's not a child's job to make their parents proud, okay? That's a burden. You're putting a burden on you. Fuck your parents. Your parents forced you into this world because they don't even want to live without you. They're so uninspired with life that they have to force you in this world so that you'll tap dance to keep them inspired. Fuck making your parents proud. Let your parents raise you And then if you want to be friends with them, you'll be friends with them. If not, let them be like that 90-year-old woman that I had to deliver DoorDash to, that her daughter didn't want to speak to her, and that 90-year-old woman hated life. When you're 90 years old, if you're still alive and you're in a nursing home and none of your parents and nobody wants to see you, and you hate life, you wish you were never born because your children that keep you inspired don't even want to see you anymore, then you tell me how much you love life and how much you love your children. Huh, what a fucking disgrace. I'm sorry, but this is what I see in life. I see this. I'm not behind make-believe land. I'm in the real life where and I get upset. I'm sorry, but I feel that way. Liv. Tony's laughing at the comment. Tony, Charlie Parker was a legendary saxophonist, all right? Liv, preach Sam. I know that got rough. And I realize some people had to leave chat room, but that's how I feel. And that's what I see. I got to speak my truth. It may not be your truth. Laughing, wow. Tony, I play a few times this song in my gigs. Man, it's nice, Sam. Liv, I know. Liv, me and you on the same page. I'm sorry. I don't mean to be disrespectful, but I got to share my truth, man. That's how I feel. Tony, that's a very technical and difficult, especially the key change. Tony, thank you for keeping it light in here, man. Jacob, I agree with you, Sam. If I would have kids, I adopt one at 10, at least carry my name on. No, I love you, brother. I don't care if my name lives on or not, but I love you, man. Jacob, I love you all my heart, man. I appreciate you. All right, guys, I gave it all I got tonight. For some people, it was good. For some people, it was a total disaster. But I can only be me, man. And as I get older, the less I care, really. There's so many positive people. I appreciate them. Oh, there's more comments. Let me read them. Dylan, these are the main cannabinoids in cannabis or medical marijuana. Oh, okay. Thank you for breaking this down. I didn't know this. CBGA, THCA, CBA, CB... DVA, I'm totally lost already. These connect with our receptacles. You're breaking it down, man. These connect with our receptacles or something. Testicles? Perfectly. And that's why you get high from them. Some are allergenic, but it's rare. Damn, man, I'm exhausted just reading that, man. I got to masturbate after that. Dylan, good job, man. Very educational, man. Gilbert, tonight was great. I love you, Gilbert. I feel the fire. Everyone is on the money tonight. Well, thank you. Vast, thinking about taking my tax check and what's that mean? Doonin to Florida? Get your ass down here. You ain't getting no younger. I love you, man. Good job. Jacob, love and respect, Sam. I love you too. Live testicles. Yeah, it's crazy. Ever since the Girl Scouts are asking for money, panhandling everywhere. These damn Girl Scouts, if the stock market, if the economy's doing so good, why are the Girl Scouts still asking for money? That's what I want to know. If the stock market's at an all-time high and America's great again, why the hell are Girl Scouts still asking for money? And the cheerleaders. Don't even start me on the cheerleaders. All right, let's stay positive, guys. I'm getting all upset now. I love everyone. Thank you, everyone who watched the video. Thank you, everyone who clicked the thumbs up. Thank you, Alice. Thank you, Jacob. Thank you, Dylan, for the super chats. I appreciate those tips. George, I love you. Liv, I love you. God bless you, man.